Jesus Christ put a premium on honesty, truth speaking. Christ warned us not to lie, not to deceive. My question is why? Why is honesty, why is truth-telling so important? For three reasons at least. First of all, truth-speaking allows us to live in reality. Truth is that which is real. A lie is a twisting of reality. Lying is creating an illusion. God created you and me to live in reality. That is crucial. For it's when you and I live in reality that we begin to understand what life is really all about. When we live in reality, we learn what to live for, what our motives should be, what is a right goal in life. Understanding truth is crucial. Winston Churchill once said, "Occasionally men stumble over the truth. Most pick themselves up and go on as if nothing had happened." In John chapter 8, Jesus says, "Everyone who sins is a slave of sin." And then he goes on and says, "If you know the truth will set you free." And then he concludes with, "If the Son sets you free, then you'll be free indeed." Freedom is living in reality. Freedom is understanding the purpose for your life and living out that purpose. A train was made to run along two narrow tracks. If that train says, "I want to be free," and flips off those tracks, that's not a flip to freedom, it's a flip to destruction. Similarly, you and I were made to run along the two tracks of God's will. To flip off the tracks of God's will onto the land of self-centeredness is not a flip to freedom, it's a flip to destruction, to death. Truth is crucial. God has given you and me rational minds in order that we might use those minds and grab hold of truth. And Jesus said, "I am the truth." He's God in human form. He died on a cross for your sin, for my sin, to pay the penalty for our wrongdoing. He is our substitute. He took our place in paying the just penalty that we deserve for our wrongdoing. Truth and honesty are crucial because God created you and me to live in reality, not to live in la-la land, fantasy land. The second reason that Jesus Christ points out that honesty, truth-speaking is so important is because that's the only way to build a relationship. If I lie to you consistently, you're not going to be so naive and stupid as to trust me. And I can promise you, if you lie to me consistently, I am not going to be so naive, stupid, as to trust you. Trust is crucial. And trust is based on the reliability, the honesty, the integrity of the other person. And if there's no truth-speaking, if there's simply lying and manipulation and deception, then trust falls apart. And to rebuild that trust is painfully difficult. And so, God calls us to live lives of honesty, lives of truth-speaking. There's a third reason that being honest and speaking the truth is so important. It's because it's the only way to build your reliability. Abe Lincoln was known for his amazing honesty. Honest Abe. In fact, when he was a store clerk, if he made a mistake and did not give back enough change to a customer, he would close the store and would walk after the customer, miles if necessary, to pay them back a few cents of change. That kind of honesty led to his nickname, Honest Abe. And people began to trust Abraham Lincoln. They began to trust him to settle disputes. They began to trust him to be an arbiter so that they could work through their problems because they knew that he would not be prejudiced or biased. He knew that he was very honest, a person of amazing integrity. That is hard for us. Yes, down deep, I'm convinced the majority of us want to be honest, but we also want stuff. And because we want stuff, we're more than willing to lie a little bit in order to get our way, to get more stuff. Jesus Christ says, watch out. Do not go down that path of lying and deception in order to get more stuff. Instead, Jesus says, who you are, your character, is determined to a large extent by your pursuit of truth, by your willingness to speak the truth, to be honest, even when it's not profitable to you personally. Then you become a person of integrity, a person who is reliable, a person who can build trust with other people and therefore enjoy intimacy in your relationships. A person who understands God made me to live in reality, not to live in la-la land. Jesus Christ said, I am the truth. Why should a human being trust him? Because the evidence of the way he lived his life, a sinless life, because the evidence of his ethical teachings that have the ring of truth about him. Just read Matthew 5, 6, and 7, the Sermon on the Mount. Ethical brilliance. The evidence of Jesus' death on a cross, where he lives up to that incredibly high standard to forgive enemies. He lives it out as he prays, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do, those who are taunting him from the foot of the cross. But fourthly, and most importantly, the evidence is Jesus Christ is totally reliable, totally honest. For while he walked the earth, he said, I'm going to die, and 3 days later, rise from the dead. And he pulled it off. 3 days after he died, he physically, bodily rose from the dead, and over a period of 40 days, he appeared to over 500 people who saw him risen from the dead. You can trust Jesus Christ because he is a truth speaker. He's a person of integrity. God is holy, meaning by that, not that he's a holy roller, not that he's self-righteous, meaning by that he's pure and good to the core, which means you can have a relationship of intimacy with God because he shoots straight with you. You can have a relationship of intimacy with Jesus Christ because he shoots straight with you. He has total integrity, total honesty. Put your faith, therefore, in Jesus Christ. Trust in him. I'm the pastor of Grace Community Church. We meet every Sunday morning, 9:30 at Sachs Middle School in New Canaan, Connecticut. Take the Merritt Parkway to exit 37, go to the end of the ramp, take a left onto Route 124, go approximately 1 mile and take a right into Sachs Middle School. Won't you join us this Sunday, 9:30, for our worship service? Thanks for spending these few minutes with us. Have a great day.